Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight we're continuing Chapter 5 from Mockingjay by Susan Collins. Suddenly, I want to leave the hummingbird room before somebody starts setting up a snare. BT, Plutarch said you had something for me. Right, I do. Your new bow. He presses a hand control on the arm of the chair and wheels out of the room. As we follow him through the twists and turns of special defense, he explains about the chair. I can walk a little now, it's just that I tire so quickly. It's easier for me to get around this way. How's Finnick doing? He's having concentration problems. I answer. I don't want to say he had a complete mental meltdown. Concentration problems, eh? VT smiles grimly. If you knew what Finnick's been through the last few years, you know how remarkable it is he's still with us at all. Tell him I've been working on a new trident for him, though. Will you? Something to distract him a little. Distraction seems to be the last thing Finnick needs. But I promise to pass on the message. 4 soldiers guard the entrance to the hall marked Special Weaponry. Checking the schedules printed on our forearms is just a preliminary step. We also have fingerprint, retinal, and DNA scans, and have to step through special metal detectors. BT has to leave his wheelchair outside, although they provide him with another once we're through security. I find the whole thing bizarre because I can't imagine anyone raised in District 13 being a threat the government would have to guard against. Have these precautions been put in place because of the recent influx of immigrants? At the door of the armory, we encounter a second round of identification checks. As if my DNA might have changed in the time it took to walk 20 yards down the hallway, and are finally allowed to enter the weapons collection. I have to admit the arsenal takes my breath away. Row upon row of firearms, launchers, explosives, armored vehicles. Of course, the Airborne Division is housed separately, BT tells us. Of course, I say, as if this would be self-evident. I don't know where a simple bow and arrow could possibly find a place in all this high-tech equipment. But then we come upon a wall of deadly archery weapons. I've played with a lot of the Capitol's weapons in training, but none designed for military combat. I focus my attention on a lethal-looking bow so loaded down with scopes and gadgetry, I'm certain I can't even lift it, let alone shoot it. Gale, maybe you'd like to try out a few of these, says BT. Seriously? Gale asks. You'll be issued a gun eventually for battle, of course. But if you appear as part of Katniss's team in the propos, one of these would look a little showier. I thought you might like to find one that suits you, says BT. Yeah, I would. Gale's hands close around the very bow that caught my attention a moment ago, and he hefts it onto his shoulder. He points it around the room, peering through the scope. That doesn't seem very fair to the deer, I say. Wouldn't be using on deer, would I? He answers. I'll be right back, says BT. He presses a code into a panel and a small doorway opens. I watch until he's disappeared and the door is shut. So it'd be easy for you using that on people? I ask. I didn't say that. Gale drops the bow to his side. But if I'd had a weapon that could have stopped what I saw happen 12. If I'd had a weapon that could have kept you out of the arena, I'd have used it. Me too, I admit, but I don't know what to tell him about the aftermath of killing a person, about how they never leave you. BT wheels back in with a tall, black, rectangular case awkwardly positioned between his footrest and his shoulder. He comes to a halt and tilts it toward me. For you. I set the case flat on the floor and undo the latches along one side. The top opens on silent hinges. Inside the case, on a bed of crushed maroon velvet, lies a stunning black bow. Oh, I whisper in admiration. I lift it carefully into the air to admire the exquisite balance, the elegant design, and the curve of the limbs that somehow suggest the wings of a bird extended in flight. There's something else. I have to hold very still to make sure I'm not imagining it. No, the bow is alive in my hands. I press it against my cheek and feel the slight hum travel through the bones of my face. What's it doing? I ask. It's saying hello, explains BT with a grin. It heard your voice. It recognizes my voice? I ask. Only your voice, he tells me. You see, they wanted me to design a bow based purely on looks, as part of your costume, you know? But I kept thinking, what a waste. I mean, what if you do need it sometime? As more than a fashion accessory. So I left the outside simple, I left the inside to my imagination. Best explained in practice, though. Want to try those out? We do. A target range has already been prepared for us. The arrows that BT designed are no less remarkable than the bow. Between the two, I can shoot with accuracy over 100 yards. The variety of arrows razor sharp, incendiary, explosive. Turn the bow into a multi-purpose weapon. Each one is recognizable by a distinctive colored shaft. I have the option of voice override at any time, but have no idea why I would use it. To deactivate the bow's special properties, I need only tell it good night. Then it goes to sleep until the sound of my voice wakes again. Whee! And that's it for tonight's episode. Oh god, it was another one where I didn't do any bloopers. I have sort of a little poor memory now and again, and I couldn't always remember if I read the line correctly or I just fucked it up, so don't think I fucked it up enough. So and yeah, you know, my normal thing of not really talking about the chapter until I actually finish the chapter, so woot. And if you want to get your own copy of Mockingjay by Susan Collins, for whatever reasons, such as, say, you want to read ahead for my dramatic reading, like, I can't wait until the next part comes out, you can buy the book. And also, you have to remember that my dramatic reading is an interpretation of the work. So it's basically my adaptation of the book. Even though I am reading from the book, I'm deciding the tone, inflections, sometimes even adding pauses or, you know, repeating a word where it wasn't originally done in the text, because in my mind it works a little better. Not that the Hunger Games trilogy needs any improvement, but I'm just like, hey, I'm reading this a few times and like, this actually sounds better in my mind. So if you want to buy a copy of the book for one of those two reasons, maybe both or some other 50 other reasons, and you want to buy the book and you want to help support my vlogging lifestyle, if you're watching this on the YouTubes, in the link there's a description. In the link there's a description. If you're watching this, let's start all over there. If you're watching this on YouTube's, there's, or did I say correctly? Anyways, in the description, if you're watching on the YouTubes, if you go into the description, there's a link so you can buy your own copy of the book and still support me at the same time, so fucking awesome. And if you're watching this on the Vloggity blog, if you go to the bottom of the post, there's an ad for Mockingjay. Buy the book that way, and ta-da! And here's the taking a shot part. Maybe I'll actually buy a shot glass in the future to replace the Star Wars one that we lost. And then I think had to wait like an extra week or maybe a day or so to actually continue, because yeah, it's like the shot glass was really dear to my heart, not because I'm an alcoholic, but because it was the 30-year anniversary of Return of the Jedi. That glass. Anyways, I am here as always with my lovely sake, and if you are of legal age and drink, just like get any alcohol or liquor that's by you, maybe your favorite kind, and you can join in this shot. And if you don't drink alcoholic beverages, take a shot of milk, water, something really healthy, unlike the rest of us idiots. And god damn it. Okay. Let's see what to do it for. Take a shot that I finally filled up my prescriptions at Walgreens, because I've been meaning to do that for like a week and I finally did, so woot! Yeah, let's take a shot to that. Still awesome. Yeah, I let the sake rest in my mouth for a second or two there. Just enjoy this. I know, like, a bunch of people don't enjoy sake, but it's like, why? But hey, more sake for me, so. And if you have watched this video and you have liked me, if you have watched other videos on this channel for, have enjoyed them, just subscribe so you can always be alerted when a new video comes out. So, woot! And until next video, goodbye.